It's September 28th, 2025. I want to thank all you guys for coming in these lives. Just for existing. We exist to do something with it. We can never be separated from existence. We are all of existence. Hello, Simon. Hello, MK. It's going to be a crazy live. The only time that we're separated is when we're in the mind. This is when we're alone. Because we're alone in the mind. Yeah. God bless all you guys. How's it going? Congrats on the monetization. Yeah. I mean, I still need like a couple more watch hours. But I didn't know that your live videos, if you don't, they basically count towards those hours. But yeah, a lot of people don't watch my longer videos. Carl is back. Thanked Hi Joe Show. The best thing about this world is it's how you perceive it. Anything that you think about, you can think about anything that you want. What happens is people will have a thought, but you can have any thought in the world. They stay glued to a thought that they don't like. But why? Because if you don't like it, why would you have that thought and stay with it? Bree, that's a really cool name. Maybe you're not asking me. I'm in Pennsylvania. Oh. Hello, Indiana. Yeah, God is the only thing. My craziest gay experience, it's me being happy. I've been happy all my life. People always hate when I'm happy. They hate when I giggle. Do you hear this? The silence is God. You have to silence your mind so you can actually feel God. God is love. And we will be talking about meditation today too. But anytime that you're in states of love, you're with God. God is the only one. In your mind, you have descriptions, but you can change them to anything you like. You like someone, you don't like someone. The only thing that you want to get to is to feel life. And to always feel life. Because this is the best feeling that you could ever feel. It's your natural state. When you're thinking, you're not feeling life. And you're just thinking. Okay? Sorry, my nose is really itchy. It's not bad, but thinking is just a processing compared to actually feeling it. You get so indulged into the feeling of life that you become the feeling of life itself. Now, this is basically a deep concentration, and it has nothing to do with thinking. Yeah. It's the lack of happiness in themselves. That's true, AC3. Ace. Yeah. The thing is like, I didn't try to be happy. It's emanating right now throughout you. Because you are life. And life is pulsating. The only way someone is not happy and why half the world is miserable, you actually have to block your happiness. Because if you even feel a smidge of your life, the current that runs through you, you feel complete utter happiness. Even if you are thinking. So the only way you can be unhappy is if you block your happiness by telling yourself stuff. Thank you, Lego. Nice to see you. The the giggle was everything. Yeah. Yeah. It's when you hear about the word ego, it just means people are so caught up in their mind, first of all, and usually their narrative is negative. Oh, that person's ugly. Oh, that person can't do this. They're trying to control this whole world, but they can't even control themselves. You see, anyone that seeks power outside of themselves is in for a treat because they're going to be let down. You can't have more control over God and all of this. But if you don't feel the power within you, you're always going to try to manipulate things. Yeah. So when someone's caught up in their head, they just always assume what they think is right. And their feelings are completely cut off. That's why you see people with no emotions. But more so, they're disconnected from the world. Thank you, Simon. God makes me happy. Don't worry about people what think of you. Thank you, Vicky. It looks cold where he is. It's about as foggy as it gets. It just rained the last couple. It rained the last couple days, so it's actually not that cold. Bach says this is sad. That's just your interpretation through your mind, and therefore you're going to see your life as sad. So anything you view on your mind, you will start to feel reality by the way you view it. But if you stop viewing it altogether, then God fills you with eternal happiness. Because you are existing and you are seeing existence itself. That's why you're seeing it. But you got to understand, beneath all your thoughts and all of your emotions, there is a fundamental feel to your life. And it's the same of all the life around you. That's why you can feel everything. And that's why we're all connected. And really, beyond the thoughts and emotions that are just all made up, what you're sad about is simply something you've depicted that you're sad about. You can be sad about anything, and you can be happy about anything. You could be happy about going to jail. You could actually be happy to die. But society has an implant on you of what should be this and what should be that. We are just the feel of life. And it takes some honing in and slowing down to realize all your labels are just labels. Yeah, I'm sorry, Joe, the show. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You don't need to be Chad, bro, to be happy. You already look good, Lego. Philippines has the worst government system. Why is that? The giggle is my trademark. Do I ever cut my fingernails? I don't even think about them. Yeah. I don't even like really think about my appearance at all. And it's simply that I don't think. And they'll break off when they break off. If they get in the way, then I'm going to cut them.
Hey, buddy.
How are you?
Have a good day, buddy.
You too. You make this life hell or heaven. Hell is basically this. You're moving too fast. It's too much stimuli. People that talk really fast, you're never going to feel God. You can feel God and then realize that he is the silence. Because it is actually him that is the silence. But you have to feel it. Because there's no other way to get to it. So people are like, oh, you should know every word in the Bible. I don't have to read anything in any scripture or anything simply because I feel it. That's what the Bible's trying to get you to do. And I'm not saying it's wrong. But there's a difference when we have life experience and you learn it from the life experience between actually reading something and not experiencing it at all. Yeah. Thinking just brings upon more thinking. You just want your thinking to end. All right, let's go. Sorry, I'm scrolling up. Why can't you feel love? Because love's not real. Yeah. The everything you say in your mind is just what you say in your mind. How God works through you and how of all of the universe works through you, you actually feel what's good for you. Okay, I should go left. When you don't feel your intuition, which is God speaking to you, it's always on. It's only off, which it's not, when you're paying attention to your thoughts. So the only truth is something you actually feel. It will give you goosebumps. You'll feel it invigorate your whole body. And that is your soul. Because that's why no one's ever really heard God talk to them. Because how he speaks to you, he speaks through the feel. You know what you should be doing because it pulls you. In fact, this whole world is just a pull. Everything you do is to get closer to God. Everything you feel, like everything you do, why do you do it? Because you want to feel something. Why do you think about something? Because thinking is just merely thinking. Your thinking actually wants to feel something. And even more importantly, I don't care who it is, you always want to feel your best. And that's what God really is. It's feeling the life you are, which is connected to all of life. You simply want to feel. We can discuss life, and there are techniques to raise this energy. But simply, you're thinking, it actually wants to feel. Feeling is knowledge. Okay? Good morning. Yeah, it's been. Yeah. Yeah, your heart. Do you understand if you're stuck in your head all the time, you're not going to feel the pull. It pulled me to do this. And even when I was younger, I didn't know about God. And I was always doing what pulled me to go into the non-thinking mind and what I felt was the best for me. Yeah. That's why I've pretty much always been happy. We don't have to try to love. We just have to stop resisting people's bullshit. We're always trying to control them and make them, we're just trying to make them in our favor, control them. It's not philosophies. You can call it whatever you want. But I literally feel God right now. And so do you. And it comes straight through him. But you can think whatever you want. Your house is the swimming pool. Jesus of Nazareth. You know what's funny about that? My brother's last name is Nazarick. Yeah. So we don't have to even try to love anybody because it's beaming out of us. You just have thoughts that resist how people act, and you're not letting them be. Life is acceptance, and whether you come here now or sometime in the future, you're going to have to accept everything. A lot of people, it's hard for them to accept. Yeah. That's why they get angry. They can't accept someone did something. And you want to get over anger. No one wants to be angry forever. But if you'll always be angry, if you don't accept what's happening. Yeah, Satan not here. Satan doesn't exist in my world. And Satan only exists when you think about him. If Satan came right in front of your face, what would happen? Simply, he would just be there. Nothing would happen. Now, why? What people are programming in their head, they think something's going to happen, and they're going to feel, they think they're going to feel fear. That's what people think Satan is going to do. They get scared. You think he's going to make you feel something, but that's not who you are. So Satan is really just a feeling. It's a feeling of being scared. Yeah. It's not a person, and he doesn't look like something. So does that make sense? If we seen Satan right now, what would happen? Nothing. Nothing can happen. Because you think he's going to make you feel. It's the feeling. It has nothing to do with what he looks like. Okay? Really, he's just rage. rage as in an emotion. That's why there's fire. He's really just fire. And he can't control himself. He's a representation of an animal nature. So let's say God appeared in front of you. God appeared. Jesus appeared. So what? What you're going to get out of it, you think that you see them. It doesn't matter. Because they are the feeling. So we can feel them right now. Simply, they are a feel. That's all it is. It doesn't matter what somebody looks like. You have this whole story in your head. But it's just a story that you're making up. And you're following. If you simply cut out the story in your head, then you just automatically merge with life. You know what's going to happen. There's no thinking required. If you feel the life inside of you, nothing's going to scare you. You won't want to know anything else because you already feel the life. This is what going to heaven really is you feeling your life again. And the reason why you're even here is for all of us to remember. It's all the same to me. You probably cried at soap operas. You know, I seen, like 6 months ago, I seen a goose. And the goose was right next to the water. And it was in its nest. And just the sheer beauty of this, the love that I felt of the goose on its babies, unhatched, it made me cry. If you could see how beautiful life is right now, you'd be crying. It's sheer ecstasy. Something's only beautiful. Something's only not beautiful when you say it's not. I'm not saying feelings ain't strain. I'm talking beyond emotions and the feel of life. You have to feel it. And this is where everybody wants to get to. Simply, it's the feel of life. It's who you are. And it's not your thoughts about who you are. You fundamentally have a feel of who you are. If you could see the beauty of having a home, the world is our home. Why? How is your home your home? You're just defining your home inside your head. Yeah. There is no evil. There is no battle. Okay? You're simply trying to feel the life you are. You always want to connect to everything because everything is you. And you do that through feeling it. Just as I feel this, I feel this without thinking about it. Now, you exist because there's a feel inside of you can feel. Okay? SOS. Yeah. Dark energy won't affect us if we're living in happiness and if we have the Lord. Yeah. And in fact, it only really exists when you start categorizing it. Okay? It's not necessarily bad, but it's only when you think about it that it's really prevalent. Okay? Yeah. Really, when we become negative, that's what evil is. Negativity. Resisting life, but you are life. When you use your thoughts to stop the flow of life, you get all scrunched up. You become restrictive, and then you hate life simply from your thoughts. Yeah, live in the now. Is the feeling an energetic feeling? Well, there is only one source of energy, and it's the source of energy for everything. But tapping into this is uplifting in its nature. So you will feel an increase in energy. Okay? If you stop thinking long enough, and it's really crazy, if you tap into God and stay concentrated on it for so long, your spirit will lift through the body. This is very deep. So I don't expect anyone to get this. Your thoughts are really just where you're focusing your attention up in your head because you think it's you. But if you deassociate from your thoughts, you got to understand this is taking your energy. It weighs your spirit, your energy that's trying to flow. This weighs it down. more so when you're negative. It's like a paperweight. So your life becomes limited to the thought that you're thinking. Okay? So it contains your spirit inside the body. You're only here to break free of your thoughts. Your thoughts are what keep you in your body. Okay? They're karma, they're your sins, and they're your past actions from your last lives. Yeah, it's all. So, even when you die, if you're not free from your thoughts, you want to know what happens when you die? Nothing happens. You go with what's going on right now in your head. You take this program and box. This actually goes with you. It makes complete sense too, because it's all you know. If I was to cut you open, I would never find you. I would never find your thoughts. Yeah. So that's very deep stuff. How does evil absolutely do exist? It's only because you're thinking about it. If you think 5 minutes later, you think about eating cheese dogs, you're going to be, and you focus on that, well, the evil doesn't really exist anymore. Okay? Yeah. But evil only affects you when you think about it. Okay? If you're happy, nothing affects you. And if you feel the Lord, you feel good. He protects you. Another person named Love. It came from my life experience. We talked about this yesterday in depth a little bit. But it just comes from feeling the reality. Yeah. Anything, there's nothing to know, because what you actually want to know is actually to feel the reality around you. It's how you know something's going to happen. It's when you know which way to go. Like, love itself, it's pulling you right now. Now, if you never listened to it all your life, you're going to be eventually miserable, because you're not listening to where love's pulling you, which is God. So that's why I said there's nothing to really know other than this, because this will take you to love. Yeah. When you're about to fight someone, I ain't. Yeah. The thing is, we all feel our intuition, but most people, they only feel it when something dangerous is about to happen. That's the worst time to feel your intuition, because you're in your because it's always going on. Okay? I don't need someone to tell me someone's not happy. I don't have to hear them speak. I don't have to hear a story about why they're feeling whatever. I can take one look, or I could feel it in my field. Just as you went around people and they made you feel uncomfortable, that's because you want to get away from that person. Okay? When someone makes you feel good, when they're living basically out of love or happiness, it attracts you. And that's what attracts you to do anything you like to do. Yeah. That is true, Carl. You're really going off today? Because our thinking, it has no heart. All your thoughts are a guess. But you want to know. You want to know the absolute answer. And it is feeling your heart. Yeah. It's other senses we have that people don't think about. Yeah, yeah. Like anytime if someone has tight shoulders, their thinking is tight. If you look at anybody that's angry, something in them is going to be tight from their thoughts. They become so indulged in their mind that now their shoulders, it shows you physically. It's kind of funny. Most people that are angry, they tighten up their shoulders. Yeah. That is true. Hold on. Sorry. Rye bestie. It's like this. Like we said yesterday. If I go in a house and I punch all the walls and tear down all the pictures, okay? And then I leave the house and let's just say I was angry. Well, then let's just say you go into the house after me. There's holes in the wall. Stuff is a mess. Pictures all over the place. You can see my anger. But it's also the feeling is still there. But you can see the physicality of it. But you can't really see the feeling in emotion. So how are emotions even real? You can't see emotions because you feel them. But there's no way to really describe them. So let's just say I'm sad. You have no clue how I feel, though. There's intensities of sadness, but you have no clue how I feel. Okay? We just use the word to relate. And there's no way to define sadness. because it's different for everybody. Yeah. And a lot of people, it's unfortunate, but a lot of people are stuck in their head. And basically they restrict life. Some of them it's all about me, 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 me. So it actually repulses you. You don't even have to know it. Okay? It's going to repulse opportunities just for that person. Yeah. Yeah. That is right, Neen. You're definitely right, Neen. Yeah. The the more that you love, uh, the more you're gonna feel God. But you block the love. Most people do. Because you have a limited perspective on your mind and it blocks the flow of love. No love, I didn't say God doesn't exist. Yeah. Well, I might look like a colonist, Prashant, but if we all grow our hair out and just let it grow, we would all look similar to this. People don't actually want to see. They're afraid to see what they actually look like. You let all your hair grow out and never cut it. But that's what we actually look like. Yes, but I guess we all look like colonists. That's called righteous rage. Rage is only righteous because you deem it so. Anytime that you have rage, you don't want to feel it. You want to get over it simultaneously. Anything you don't like, it's for you to find stuff you do like. And the faster you do it, there you go. Hey, boss. I seen you in the car. So any emotion that you don't like, it's so you can get over it. Thank you, Saint Strain. Saint Strain. Yeah. God is here right now, and you can feel happiness right now. But if you don't allow it, it's you. Only you're in control of how you think. No one can control you outside. Yeah. Thank you, Chase. God bless you all. If people hate me, that's their projection of hate. I know we are not that. Nor do I care what people think of me. That's on their mind. There's nothing on my mind most of the time. And more importantly, if you feel God or if you feel happiness, hey boss. Good morning. Best time to be out. Then nothing affects you. What's playing on in your mind, it's only in your mind. Yeah. Hello, Levi Lamplighter. I love that name. The reason why most people do drugs is they want to know something. They're actually looking for God. It affects you internally, as everything does. You're just trying to feel the life that you are. And feeling God is the best drug. Yeah. I'm glad that, you got sober and God. Yeah. Because what drugs really do, they actually numb you. That's why people take drugs, to numb pain. Okay? But at one point, you're going to see that you don't have to numb it anymore. Everything that we've been through in our life, it's for us to find God and to find happiness. Why we do anything? Because we want to feel something. Why do we have sex? You want to feel something. Why do you go do a job? You want to feel something. The feeling is already inside of us. We just have to let it be. It's the best feeling in the world. God bless everybody in here. I've been sober for 10 years now. Wow. Yeah. The faster that we search for God, the faster we get over everything in life. Yeah. When we want to start a family, we're searching for God. You see a baby, you want love. It's already inside of you. You see the baby with your eyes, and it happens inside of you. What I'm saying is, everything happens inside of you. Yeah, the mind is a tricky little bugger. It's just that you looks pathetic. Well, I can tell you feel negative from that. So you're in a state of negativity. But if you simply say I look good, or you see it from a positive way, and you actually commit to it and mean it, then you have a relief. Our thoughts, we just want relief for them. Anytime you have a thought, immediately you want relief. Especially if it's one you don't like. Yeah. The universe, we think it's like out there, and there's a bunch of other places to go, seemingly, but you're already here. The universe is inside of you. Thank you, Chase. I appreciate you. That's a pretty cool name. Yeah. Hello, Marta Garcia. Yeah. Yeah. When we really look at somebody and we just look at them, there's no way to describe them. They're just standing there. And so is everything. We don't say the tree looks ugly. We don't say the tree is smoking crack. You know, people judge me, but we don't go up to a baby and be like, oh, you're missing a tooth, you're ugly. You wouldn't have the balls to do that. So I know you live in fear. But it's you creating the fear. No one ever goes up to a toddler that draws a picture and says that's an ugly picture. But if I go post a picture, let's just say I drew it like a toddler, then there'd be all kind of comments, be like, that picture sucks. It's crazy though, because people think like they get so stuck in their thought, then they project it on somebody, which is their idea. But again, no one's ever went up to a baby and be like, oh, this baby's so ugly, it smokes crack. Though it kind of sounds funny. But no one would ever go up to a baby and do that. Say it's ugly. But for some reason, now that I'm this, someone comes up to me and says all this stuff about me. Why would you why wouldn't you do it to a baby? Because no one does that. But you'll do it to a fully grown person. People don't even think about this. because they're stuck in their negativity. That really is the devil. It's not a person. It's the feeling of hate. The devil is just a representation of a man. Yeah, people are so self-absorbed. We are here to make it a better world. That's why you're here. If you keep putting people down, trying to control them, then you're coming back till you learn to not control them. We'll see, Jay. Thanks for watching me walk around for 19 days. God bless everybody in here. I hope you feel this happiness. What's up, boss? How are you?
Great, how you doing?
Fantastic. I hope you feel this happiness and shine it throughout the day. When you don't express your happiness, when you don't show your love, well, then you stop the flow, then you won't feel it. I'm happy with myself. Yeah. The best thing is to be happy from within. Then you do everything happy, and you don't need nothing. Thank you, Annie Kristen. Almost looks like Anunnaki. Yeah. I was an addict that led years. Yeah. Again, yeah, we all want to feel happiness. It comes through us being peaceful. Comes through us just relaxing. When you completely relax, then you become happy. What God really is, He's complete relaxation. That's why He allows everything to go on. The only way we'll really truly know God is when we're completely relaxed. Simon said he'll do that to a baby. I mean, I couldn't do that because I would feel something. I would feel bad. Why am I not going out here and you know, causing a bunch of hell, hurting people. Because the moral compass installed by God, it feels wrong. I don't have an IQ. I just feel life. I appreciate you, Annie Kristen Rycroft. It sounds like an author's name. Like you write books or something. I bet you do. If God calls you God, would you try to correct him? Wow. I would never try to correct God. Everything is happening in the universe by him. All I have to do is control how I react to things. The way you describe something, that's just the way you describe it. Though, in the way you react to something, whether it's somebody dying, maybe it's someone's trying to implement anger, that's just the way of your reacting. Everything is positive, and it's happening out of God's will. Let me see. Thanks. I got a donation. Simon, I think we have a couple cases of Mountain Dew at the house. But I'll remember the anchor from you, Simon. God bless you all. You're truly a gift to the world. But when you're negative or you hold yourself back, then it's a limited perspective. And you can't allow your gift to express itself. We are just expressions, after all, of God himself. Okay? That's why we can't control it. Yeah. Only a face a mother can love. My name is Annie Kristen. Thanks you, Marta Garcia. We're all beautiful. Yeah. And once you feel the life, everything becomes joyful to you. You can laugh and giggle like me. And it doesn't matter what happens outside of you because you're still giggling. Yeah. So, is there a woman in your life? True Bernard. Are you asking me? Yeah, we're all beautiful. It's just your head. You immediately think this person's ugly. But that's just your description. If we just look at this tree and focus, there's nothing about it. So when you see a human being, there's nothing about it, but then you start labeling stuff in your head. And if you're used to labeling it negative, well, it's going to be negative. Yeah. The heaven for haters is earth. That's actually like hilarious. Yeah, you need to like write that as a book. I basically am like a really good therapist. Nah, just I communicate with my hands. Yeah. And I'm probably going to take a shower, so I didn't really do my hair, quote unquote. Thanks for all the comments, by the way. Over comments on the internet. The thing was, is he was already aggressive before he even came on the internet. So, thank you, Carl. I may be of Persian heritage. Yeah. It always fascinated me. Yeah. Yeah. The only reason that we don't feel love because we don't allow it. I know anger, and I haven't been angry in whatever, over a decade. And you could read this on me, but someone who's angry, they're not going to see this. So it's kind of futile. But anger, you don't want to feel it. It sucks. That's the thing about feeling angry and sad. It sucks. And why you're angry and sad, you want to feel something, you don't prefer it. You actually, it's your gateway towards happiness. I would use both hands, MK, and the camera quality would be better. It'd look completely different just in the angle. Yeah, but that's going to be coming up in the following months. I won't have to hold this phone anymore. Yeah. God is the happiest person. God loves to joke. See all your trials in life as a joke from God. Things are only bad or a trial in your life because you see them that way. Yeah. Most people are afraid of something, but you're afraid because you created it. Yeah. Stuff is only bad because we deem it bad. But it's not. When you deem something bad, then your reality becomes distorted. It becomes bad. And then you feel bad from your thoughts, which you can only really have one thought at one time. But we can just do this right now. Think of something that makes you really sad. Whatever makes you really sad, focus on it. Okay. And then you're going to feel like nostalgia. Hold on. I'm getting a little hot. Now drop that thought and change it. Whatever makes you happy, focus on that happy thought. Now, you've changed from the last thought, first of all. The thought's not in your head anymore. And now you feel happiness. So whatever's sad, you just change it to a viewpoint of happiness. Even someone dying, you're just really not accepting it, and you're viewing it from a sad point. And I know this is a very extreme example, but there's no, from something small to something big, there is none. It's just what we're valuing more. Hey, boss. Because I'm happy. Taylor Swift wouldn't be where she would be without Kanye West. Yeah, I mean, that's why we all have to suffer, in some sense, Scarface. Yeah. To find out what we do prefer. Yeah. Bree, you've already been in here before. And it's the feel of God. God commanded me to do this. I'm so happy that I want you guys to be in happiness. How's it going?
Good morning.
Hey, ladies. Yeah, you're assuming, Bree. That's the whole point, is you're assuming. You don't actually know. You don't actually need to think of anything because you'll feel it. And that is, well, the feeling. The direct feedback. We heal immediately once we stop thinking about the problem. And once we accept whatever happens. Mainly what we think about and won't accept is something that already happened in the past. So it doesn't make sense to not accept it. It's already happened. Yeah. Although healing does progressively happen in most people, it actually really happens just then and there. Or it can. Same thing with feeling angry to happiness. It's just a switch. Allowing yourself to feel happy. Doing things you want to do. The only person that hates their life is is someone who's not doing what they want to do. Okay? And if you didn't do what you did for the last 20 years, hold on. I can see it. It's a pterodactyl. Hold on. Can you see it? Oh, there it goes. The only people that we'll go back. So if you didn't do what you wanted to do the last 20 years and follow where the calling was pulling you, then you're gonna be like in a mess. And then you're gonna be deeper into this sadness. But if you just rise above it, get over it, then you're free. The, the past it's not even happening right now. Yeah. Hello, Raz Moose Venditical. God is so praised because it doesn't matter about necessarily the praise. How's it going? simply people want to feel their best. They want to know all of life, hence what it's about. And the only way to know God and feel your best is to feel Him, which is the life you are. I mean, you could praise knowing God too, sure. But I'm saying why the appraisal is because people know there's something beyond them, beyond their mind. So doing praise, it is a positive thing, and ultimately it quiets your mind. When you think about yourself all the time, you, then you become trapped in your ego, and you think the world's only about me. But there's all of this life going on, and but it's all about you. So when you praise, I could praise a rock, which would be life. I could praise somebody who's ignorant to me. It just it melts my thoughts, and it makes you feel good ultimately. Basically, the less that you think, the better that you feel. And everybody wants this. It's why you do any activity, because you actually want to feel the activity, not merely think about it. You want to feel the activity so much you get lost in it. Yeah. So why people go to church, why people read the Bible, they want to know. Having faith is positive, but the only way that you really know is to feel it, to feel the life inside of you. So the Bible and the church, the hymns and the hums, they're just to quiet your mind, because then God enters you. I don't know what you mean, what's the impossible to you, Chris R. There's really no such thing as higher realms. You have to be a super deep concentration to actually experience these realms. But feeling God right now in is the highest, most realm. Even the other higher realms are trying to get here. Every Even the lower realms. That's why they put on games and circuses, because they're caught up in the circus. Yeah. The the thing though, yeah, it needs yin yang. Yeah. We can't restrict our love to just our mother, maybe a family we started, because there's all this love around us. There's love in the deer, the rabbits. Silly rabbit. My friend was calling me that. Love is even in the bugs. It's everywhere. But when you give off anger, you block that love. You shouldn't just kill a bug for no reason. Because there's no reason to. Especially ones that don't really do anything to you. Like, there's no reason for you to kill a worm. People will see like a worm, literally a worm, a harmless worm that makes all the food on their table. First of all, they don't know this because they're not thinking about it, nor have they seen it. But the worm, let's just say it's right next to your sink. Immediately, someone would like, ugh, and like just basically kill it. You just killed a part of God. Yeah. Now, if a mosquito is stinging you, yeah, you can get it off of you. What do you mean by fishing bait, MK? What if the worm looked at you funny? Yeah. I mean, if the worm is terrorizing a bunch of people, it needs to be away from the people. Yeah, mosquitoes. No, I mean, yeah. It's people kill like, they'll kill like a lanternfly. They'll just go and smash it. It's never all it does is jump. You're just doing it out of anger. Yeah. It's not necessarily wrong, but there's no reason to go kill a deer for fun. Yeah. Yeah, we've been talking about dogs, Jeff West Bay. Yeah. Hello, Korean Soul. Yeah, YouTube devs. We're not talking about beliefs. We're talking about how to actually feel God. Whether you believe in something or not, well, that's just your belief. And it usually means you don't know. But it's whatever you choose. You don't even have to you can be an atheist, but you can feel the life inside of you. And then all your thinking and all the problems on your mind, when you just tune into the life you are, then there's nothing going on in your head. There's no more discrepancy. There's no more describing things. Yeah. There's no more problems. People really just self-create their problems, which any problem that you create intrinsically you want to solve it immediately. Yeah. And I'm not forcing anything. Yeah, you actually can feel Jesus. Just because you can't feel something doesn't mean someone else can. And you can think whatever you want to think. Yeah. I think everything's possible. Just in all of reality, whatever you think about. Yeah. Especially if you want me to be your friend. That's crazy, Dan. Like, yeah. If you can think it, it's possible. Anything is possible. See, it's only when you don't think it's possible, then you cancel out the possible. Yeah. When you have a limited thought and you're viewing it that way, then you cancel out the limitless thoughts. That's really nice of you, Dan. Hello, nature body. You killed a spider? Well, you better repent for your sins, MK. I mean, it's okay. Just don't go killing a human being. And now, maybe you didn't know before. Sometimes a spider, you just need to pick it up with a cloth, throw it back in its home. Yeah. God is always calling us, and it's a pull towards what we want to do. Not what we think we want to do, because you could think anything. Okay? Not that it's wrong, but to know what you want to be doing, it's the thing you love. And it tugs on you every day. Yeah. God will call you. Because we all we want to feel everything, just as God does. We want to feel life, existence. Sorry. My nose. Mosquitoes. Worms are good fishing bait? Yeah, I mean, that's that's not that's like a whole different scenario. I'm just saying killing the worm for no reason. Yeah. It's not a bad thing to use them as fishing bait, especially if you're getting a fish to feed someone. My nose. I, Trust me, if there's one bug that I didn't wish that exist, it's mosquitoes. They come when the weather is the best, and they have to sense your leg or sense somewhere on your body. They just feel. Yeah. A lot of us lost the feel because we're not out in nature. So even our instincts are lost. But God is becoming aware of what you're thinking and then creating space between you and your thought. And then you can choose how to react instead of not automatically reacting out of hate or something negative. And if you become aware of long enough, you'll be aware the space between your thoughts and you'll be aware when you're not thinking. Everybody goes in to the non-thinking state multiple times a day, but they're not aware when it happens. They're only aware when they're having thoughts. So that's why people, you know, at work, maybe like all their problems will go away. Or while they'll do something like running, your thoughts will all go away, but we won't be aware. It's the same reason for drugs. We're going to be getting out of here in minus 11 minutes. Plus, my phone just said it's dying, so. Let's see. Thank you, Carl. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all your contributions to the world. And thanks for all your comments. Thanks for everybody in here. Yeah. I had a few tick bites, J West Bay, but last year, 2 years, I always catch them as soon as they bite, or even before. Yeah. It's okay. There's nothing to fear. And God wants the best for us. Go in here. Thank you, in mid-state. The only form of excess that is good, well, is God. And anything outside of that, such as drinking water, eating food, our body tells us when we've had too much. That's why we have to feel it. And we have to be aware of it. Yeah, spelling. Yeah, spelling, that's true. Basically our words are vibration, and they carry certain resonance, which are feels. Love is actually more than the word, it's how it makes you feel. Angry itself, can make you feel angry. Yeah. That's why if you're happy, you don't want to feel angry. Anger restricts your blood flow. It really restricts your whole life. Life itself, which you are, it wants to flow. Yeah. Yeah, God. Yeah. What do I think about magic? Um. Well, it's more so. There's techniques to do stuff for good, but you can also use them for bad. An easier example of this, Nathan, Eric, would be the Nazi symbol. First of all, everything comes from a positive, but people sometimes corrupt things or erode things, simply fool you, and it's not really our fault or whatever. But the Nazi symbol that we know about, that was way before they invented it. The Nazi symbol is actually a good symbol, and it's found universal around the world. The symbol itself, when projected into 3D geometry, which is what it is, it's drawn in 2D, but it actually is represented in a 3D. Even beyond that, but it's actually something positive. Okay? Same with the middle finger. This is actually a positive. They're called mudras. This is taking as like a joke or something mean. But there's actually power here. It's actually a positive thing. Same thing with all of these. They're just fooling you as thinking it's something else. So, you know, there's different levels to magic, I guess, different ways to define it. Yeah. But ultimately, what overrides anything would be the feel of God and the love of it. Yeah. Even the picture of the Baphomet, if you search where it came from, it's not actually it's something totally different. Yeah. You actually do that? I, preferably I do like spiders because they eat all those they eat the other insects. Yeah. Black widows have to go. Christina, I don't know what made you say that. I mean, that is true. Vassal Caricos. Uh, and that's very dynamic to look at all that. Like, because we're about to end this. But again, that's just how you see it. Really, it's all coming to positivity. That's where we all want to be. And really, there's no good or bad. But life itself is a positive motion. And it's the best feeling in the world. Yeah, but the magic, like, there's magic that you don't really know about. For example, and there's a reason you don't know, you can plant a seed. Let's just say I want to plant a peach tree. I can plant it in the ground and I can grow it within hours to a full grown peach tree with peaches. That's magic. Okay? Magic's also another word for something else, which I forget what it is. It's just using energy. But as I said, anything is possible. It's you probably just don't know the technique to do something. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the seed growing in hours. Did you ever hear about gypsies? We think they have this negative cognition. Anything that's negative, again, comes from positive. Because it all comes from God. But it trickles down. So gypsies, they were the good witches, or like they were outcasts from society. Basically, they were hunted and disrespected. So the gypsies, they knew they would be on the run and they didn't have any food. And they knew how to grow a seed from in hours so they can harvest the food. Yeah. So, like, the magic that you see in Houdini and what's his other name? David Blaine, Chris Angel. Nah, that's yeah. That's some of it. Some of it. They probably did develop some skills. Yeah, but that's not the you know. Yeah, I mean, it was an hour, 2 hours long yesterday. Yeah, as above, so below. See a Scarface. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's your intention behind what you're doing. So magic would be the real intention behind it. Yeah. But anything that is evil, they're just flipping upside down what's natural. So energy naturally goes in a spiral upward. You're right. Middle West. Jeff West. Yeah. It's even funnier because it's just because yeah. Yeah, it does though. Yeah, and you can if you just tune into the feeling of it, not what you're describing, and just feel how it makes you feel. Do it with both hands too. It's really just an evil mind. That's where evil comes through. But it is a lot older, Ross Moss. It's just a symbol of infinity. All symbols are going back. Even we have a period in English, and then we have an explanation point. These are actually symbols. Same with the equal sign. They're literally called symbols. So we've just become so accustomed to seeing them, and we don't know where they fully came from. So, but yeah, they are. You're definitely right about that. Mr. Leahy, like off of Trailer Park Boys. I, we already went over this like multiple times, and more so, we're about to end this live. So, yeah, the swastika. It's everywhere. It's not. You just search online. Ancient swastika symbols. You're stupid is just whatever you're allowed to think. Cursing. All right. Amsterdam is a dump. Canada? Find a witch, they're everywhere. Yeah, I mean, again, the reason why that like the Salem witches, they really weren't. Some of them weren't witches at all. They were prosecuted for trying to love and unite people. But we know how that goes. All right. I love all you guys. Yeah, even the prayer is just like we said. It holds energy. But I'll be here tomorrow morning. God bless all you guys. Yeah. Well, a witch is just something that they call a witch doesn't really mean. Just because you call someone or someone calls them a witch, that doesn't mean they were actually a witch.